Hello, hello. Welcome to today's Tarot Live. Hope you guys are doing good. There's some pretty palpable energy in the air right now, especially to do with love, new paths, checking in with yourself and seeing where you are in terms of your old self, patterns, behaviors, and stepping into this new version of yourself and moving forward. There's a little bit of a pause and or need for a different perspective. So there's been this kind of new and maybe short-lived energy of the Hanged Man, just signifying that there's different ways to look at a number of different situations. Hi, Teresa, how you doing? And to be sure that we're being open-minded with what Spirit's bringing forward to us, what our intuition is bringing forward to us, so that we can look at things from a different angle. And with that new angle, if you're willing to see things from a different perspective, you might be able to create some movement and or move forward on this new path in a way that you may not have if you were stuck on blocks or fears, which keep you in a limited perspective of what is possible and what is not possible. So seeing things as possible. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? Big hug. And so I wanted to come on and do a live. I've definitely been moving and shaking in my own life. I ended up quitting my day job, which was a huge thing for me because I wanted stability. I wanted security. I wanted that comfort. I wanted to make the coins, the dollar bills, y'all. And so I was settled into that. I've been doing that for about 3 months now, full time, which isn't my favorite, but looking at it as, okay, I'm building my wealth, working on my security, working on the stability, as I just said. And so there was a shakeup in the workplace. There was energies that I've met in the past, but before I might have been a little bit more passive, a little bit more willing to accept poor behavior from other people, aka be a doormat. And this time around, I'm not going to say it's positive or negative, but this time around, I just wasn't willing to stay in that energy any longer than I had to, even if it cost me my paycheck, even if it cost me that security or that blanket that I was working on creating. Now, I know myself, I know I'm adaptable, I know I'm strong. And so at this stage in my life and these transitions, which is why I named it that, I knew that it was worth the change. It was worth the risk to take that leap of faith that no matter what, I'm going to work towards a better fit for myself. If that wasn't working, then it was the time to make that transition instead of staying something past due, so to speak, something that I've done in the past but are no longer willing to do. So really interesting energies that you guys, like you're saying, Teresa, you guys are going to be shaking up your own journeys in different ways. And Spirit's really calling for you to try it a different way than you used to, because you're stepping into a new energy within yourself, right? So really intriguing energies. We've got tower energies. Like I said, we've got the Hanged Man energy, which just kind of popped up out of nowhere. That one I've been seeing for the last week or so, saying, okay, there's really a need to change your perspective here. And I feel like I navigated and had some pretty big epiphanies and emotional reactions with those epiphanies on just certain ways that I've been doing things. And so we are moving into new energy. We are moving into a new cycle. And so it's going to take moving through some fears and blocks and challenges. There's going to be some risks. We're going to be, hitting a couple kinks probably with this new energy. So just prepare yourself for that and be mindful that you have courage, strength, and the capability and the confidence to move forward in these new energies, and that you are really being spirit-led. So listen to your intuition, the omens, the signs, the signals, put those puzzle pieces together and move forward the best you can. Hi, Jocelyn. How you doing? So I've been using my own card decks for the last couple readings, which is super fun. I just wanted you guys to get to know them a little bit, and for myself to get to know them a little bit as well. But today I'm not using my own decks for the actual reading. If you guys want, when I'm doing your private card pulls at the end, if you want one in particular that we've been using, then just let me know. But I'm going to be using what do we have here? We have Wisdom of Avalon. We've got Work Your Light Oracle. We've got Fairies, the Dorian Virtue Fairy Oracle. I've pulled one from the Life Purpose because I think there's career adjustments. You could be going into entrepreneur. You could be getting an offer somewhere. There's going to be some really like Ace of Cups energy where your hard work is going to lead to Spirit giving you a cup, offering a cup. And it might be totally different than what you expect. But that's what this new path entails. It's things out of the blue, miracles happening in ways you didn't particularly see them evolving or unfolding. Anyways, back to the cards. Also, mystical wisdom. And then if we've got time, I might pull a Spirit of the Animals or the Sacred Rebels, Alana Fairchild card for us. So I think that gives you a good idea of the channeled messages, the channeled energies, that we are starting this week off with. Note that there's a new moon on March 13th. So that's going to be some new energies coming in there and a good time to manifest. So let's see what Spirit's letting us know for past, present, future for this time. So we've got the Novice resonating to the number 5. So you might see 555, big changes kind of associated with the Tower card. New changes, positive changes. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, and unstable curiosity. So on this new path, we're just kind of getting to know what we're doing, essentially. Okay, where are there going to be obstacles? We might be in a energy from the past with mistrust in that, where we're kind of projecting that into the future, and Spirit's really addressing that immediately as we start out, going, okay, yes, you are a novice. Yes, you do not know what you're doing. You have this curiosity that might have some instability to that. And you know what? That is perfectly normal for starting out on a new path where you don't know where you're headed. You don't particularly have a map with you. You have your inner compass, and you have your ability to listen and see with your third eye what is going on around you, and you're going to have to assimilate that information as you go. But this is saying, new skill without practice. We're learning the lay of the land now. We're learning what we did in the past that did not work. And then while we're trying out new skills, those might not work right away at first. We might have to tweak them as we move ahead here. So we're not going to be perfectionists on this new path. We're going to be really gentle, forgiving, and kind with ourselves, knowing everybody makes mistakes. That includes us. So we're kind of having a liberated mindset here that we are allowed to make mistakes. Other people have made mistakes, and we're moving ahead with a liberated curiosity here. But nonetheless, this is the Fool, right? We're moving forward in the Fool energy. So new path, new outlook, new mindset, and new people, new situations, new circumstances that are going to be coming our way. So let's get an idea of what those are. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You guys might have been feeling quite tired lately, very exhausted. You might have epiphanies one moment and back into, that anxiety of what's next. I don't see what's coming ahead. Like for me, for example, I don't have a plan. I usually have a plan. I have goals. I have an idea of where I'm headed. I don't right now. It's like a 0 point again. But what that does allow me to do is it allows me space, rest, introspection, and time to make really key decisions and to prioritize what I want for my life and what I do want to co-create and create differently on this new chapter. So what are your priorities? Just think about that, because what this card is indicating is you have a double mission. So you are learning for yourself. You're on a mission. You're on a path of divine purpose for Mollie, Jocelyn, Teresa, Kathy. whoever else is watching, you are on a divine path. However, you also have this element of service about you where your path is correlated to being of service to the greater good. And now I say that with an assumption that not everybody does have that path. I do believe that some people are here on a different level of learning, where you're here on an elevated level, not in a hierarchical standpoint or viewpoint, but you have just kind of asked for more in this lifetime, and or spirit has given you more because just the way your spirit has evolved. So you have a double mission, which means you've got more than one element to balance here as you move forward. You're not only balancing your particular choices, your ego mindset, etc., but you're also involved in the greater good. So what spirit is helping you move towards those divine fated connections, contracts, in unison and in sync with your free will, is part of this plan of uplifting humanity. So you're still involved in that. Your light, the way you are, what you're embodying as you move and then we had 1111 on the timestamp there. As you are embodying this new energy, you really are leading by example. And so that's something that we've known for a little while now. I don't have to have 10 million followers. Sure, that'd be fantastic someday. But I'm okay just being me right now, sharing what I am with you, sharing who I am, sharing my knowledge, how I've come to be in this seat right now at this moment in time, sharing with you and connecting with you and interacting with you. That's all I have to be in this moment, right? And that is being authentically satisfied with who I am and not needing that approval from the external, right? So sit with yourself over this weekend. I know we're on Sunday already, but sit with yourself today and just, celebrate your victories at this point. Because as we're transitioning and moving onto this new path, there's so much that has come before, but we really need to look ahead and also acknowledge our victories, acknowledge who you are, the energy that you bring to the table, and celebrate that for yourself. In the past, we also have affirmations. You've been really focusing and paying attention on the energy of law of attraction and keeping your mindset focused on what you want, clearing out old energies, healing those wounds that are holding you back. And these affirmations have been really helping. So it says, lift up your thoughts and energy, and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Now, we can't do this all the time. We can't always be in a state of conscious awareness in terms of every single thought or every single emotion that comes through, because we're such transmitters, we're such filters, that I just don't really see that as plausible at this point in time. And there was 1313 on the timestamp for somebody out there. That's going to resonate with you. But using these affirmations, trying your best to stay positive, to look at opportunities, possibilities, potentialities in the future, rather than going back and going, that was ruined, this didn't work out how I thought it would, that relationship didn't move forward, that wasn't supposed to happen the way it did, and now here I am. So we're really, and maybe that's part of the hangman that I was talking about, is looking at things differently. Okay, I'm stronger than I've ever been before. I'm more powerful than I've ever been before because I had a series of interactions, a series of events, relationships, jobs, just all this unity energy to put me in a position now where I am really digging deep into what will be the truth, the truest version of myself moving forward on this path. So you guys are doing that as well, and stay in tune with those energies, because I think what Spirit's also saying is, with this unstable curiosity, we may have a tendency to quickly revert back to maybe some negative thinking. And with these positive affirmations and the double mission, we have a lot of help in behind the scenes. And so those affirmations that you're putting forward are going to assist, and your ancestors, guides, angels, whatever you believe in, they're also assisting you to stay positive, stay focused on what you can achieve, not what hasn't worked out in the past. So, present. Oh, and I just want to thank Jen for gifting me this beautiful little dragonfly ring. So I got some different bling on today. Thank you. Appreciate that. And present energy, the dragon, power and strength, resonating to the number 6. So we do have this fire energy coming up. This can come up in sexual energy, root chakra energy, solar plexus energy, sacral chakra energy. And I feel like it's because it's connected to grounding. Excuse me. So we're really having to ground in this new energy, which can be challenging because our minds are going, what's happening? I got to plan this. I have to strategize. What's the right move here? And so in order to do that safely and in a balanced way, we're grounding. But for some reason, and I can't quite put my finger on it at the moment, we're grounding in a different way than we have before. Maybe Spirit will give us more information on that in further readings up ahead. But this dragon energy also knows their power. We don't have to shout it from the rooftops. Hi, I'm intelligent. Hi, I'm beautiful. Hi, I'm this. Or no, I'm this. I'm not that. If you're dealing with gossip or people's perspectives of you, probably people who don't know you very well or have a snapshot of you. If you're dealing with anything like that, at this point, I feel like you're actually in a powerfully resigned energy where you're just not willing to participate in mind games. You're not willing to really go too far. Whereas before you might have gone up the road, fairway, if you saw little things. Now you're going, okay, I see that. Okay, no. All right. So but it's in a gentle way. You don't have to really, have a big blowout or really enforce your opinion on somebody. You're just doing it for you and dealing with the consequences or the reaction or the response of that energy and moving forward with that. Definitely orange, though, red, getting those really strong energies of putting something together that you've wanted to do for a while. This could be a book. This could be a trip, travel. It could be art. It could be something. But there's something that you're putting together right now where this energy is the foundation for something you're building in the future that you don't even have a concept of at this point in terms of what it really is going to turn into. But it is spirit-led, it's heart-driven, it's purpose-driven. So you are really moving forward strongly in a powerful way towards something that is going to be beneficial for everybody, for the whole. I'm just reading Teresa there, the 1313. Yes, Ascended Masters, definitely stay positive, optimistic, surrounded by loving, positive energies. And I do really feel that because it's been so depressing and restrictive. There's really the shadow and the light side of everything that's happened. But we've been in COVID-19 energies, that collective consciousness for about a year now, and that really does affect us on a DNA level. And so now we're working with what we've learned within that learning strategy and moving forward from it. So there are going to be repercussions and remnants from this energy, but we're also transitioning into spring, transitioning into a new energy. So I'm glad that we have that positive support. The answer is yes. Just say yes. So there's an energy here. If someone offers you an amazing position that you feel a little bit hesitant to, but you're like, yes. But fear might hold you back, but it's your own fear. It's your own limitation. Say yes. Take that leap of faith. And I mean, leaps of faith and risk are kind of hand in hand, right? But know that if you take a risk, You are supported, but most of all, now you've learned how self-reliant, how courageous, how strong you are, that you can actually handle some of these blips and challenges and roadblocks. We don't maybe want to experience them because we've had so much. It's been very dense, but you know that you can. And so there should be less fear directly connected with taking risks and leaps of faith here on this new path. So the answer is yes. There's some yes energy. There's some momentum coming forward because you're standing in your power. And it says holiday. Awesome. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. And what does this tell us? What do we do when we go on holiday? What do we do when we say yes to somebody who asks us, hey, do you want to go on a little road trip around the Kootenays? Or do you want to go fly to Hawaii? Or hey, 2022, let's do this plan. Let's see what happens with, travel restrictions, but let's put our intention here. And you're like, yes, right? Like you feel it. You're moving forward to it. Your body's telling you yes. Spirit's telling you yes. The omens are telling you yes. Synchronicities are telling you yes. So really watch out for that. Watch out for the yes, because when you've been in the no energy for so long, restriction, disappointment, your own blocks, your own fears, your self-sabotage, sometimes it can be the go-to to say no. And even though you want it, you want the new, you want the date, you want the little trip or whatnot, or the reconnection, you might just preemptively want to say no because that's for some reason your comfort zone, but that's the old portion of you that's still active. So you might consciously have to work on that to say yes. But you also might, have an invitation. This could be a date. For some of you, this could be a planned little getaway, a little trip for rest, rejuvenation, laughter, joy, feeling free-spirited again, kind of letting go of the past. Bygones are bygones. Let's focus on the new. Let's focus on what's possible. Let's focus on the truth. And the truth is a big part of this here, right? The truth is a big part of the yes. And that's why I said you'll feel it with your body, your mind, your soul, because when it's a no, you'll also know that. But I do feel like more yeses are coming up because that's the reason why we've been so introspective in this hermit energy, having a lot of towers, some dark nights of the soul, a lot of emotional processing, a lot of mental processing, is because we need this now. We've done the work. Now we have to say yes and take action towards this holiday, this respite, this adventure, right? So coming up in the future, we have burden. Number 43, number 7. So this one's an interesting one because, we're letting go of the burdens. And in and of itself, letting go of the burdens is a burden on its own because you might have to have some conversations that are difficult. You might have to make some challenging choices like I just made with leaving that job. It was good paying, it was just coming into my benefits, etc. You might have to, look at the burdens and do a cost benefit analysis here. Really look at what's going to be the best for you. What is worthwhile? Is the financial burden worth leaving the emotional burden if it's a toxic work environment or toxic dynamic between you and another person? There might be this kind of energy of like, oh, well, I'm trading one for another, but you have to really kind of dig a little bit deeper under the surface. Look at this burden, look at these energies of your foundation that you have now and what you're trying to build, what you're working towards, because you might not know exactly what it looks like. You might not have all the keys, might not see the direction that you're going, but you'll have an idea of what you're working towards based on you knowing yourself as much as you do. And so this burden energy can indicate that even though we're kind of saying bygones are bygones, we're turning a new leaf, we're open to new ways of seeing things, we might still hit some burdens here, some danger, so to speak, as we navigate these new paths, because it's never going to be without danger. right? It's never going to be without challenge. And even though we'd love it to be like that, when you go through heavy energies, you would just want to soar onto the beach and grab your Mai Tai or your pina colada and just max and relax. Well, Spirit's saying, yes, that's great and all, but that's not exactly what you came here to do. So you will have joy, you will have laughter, you will have this lighthearted energy coming through, but you're also going to meet challenges because you're going to be making decisions. You're going to be making choices, and out of those choices are going to come results, right? And so we're going to have to navigate those. Let's see more about what this burden is. And I'm going to maybe read the card, that particular card from the book, just to see if there's any more insights. So this says, Soul Family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So perhaps this is, more in line with what Spirit's trying to tell us here is, remember when you used to try to do everything yourself, when you were a one-man or a one-woman army, when you thought nobody was out there to help you, nobody was listening, nobody cared, you were all by yourself. Could be your spiritual beliefs, it could be how hard you work, could be nobody listens to you. There's a lot packed into that. Childhood wounding, distorted beliefs, illusions, self-deception, betrayal. That's part of the energies that we've been coming through. So there'll be little tests that have to do with that. But what Spirit is saying is, now now you can rely on your soul tribe. You can rely on these people, these friends, these acquaintances, even tarot readers, oracle readers, Reiki healers, anybody who you feel connected with, you feel that they have a strong foundation, and you're discerning of the energy beneath the surface. Someone can say, here, I'm here for your best, and then you hear a reading and you're like, ugh, and you come away and you're like, ugh, that was horrible. Or you just start crying and you're angry and yes, you could have been triggered, but also their energy, their intention underneath the surface may not be in alignment with you at that moment. And so when I say that, I also say that you will move from different reader to reader. You might not resonate with all of my readings. You might support me because you want to support the community and listen in, but you'll notice that sometimes it'll be really on point for you, it'll resonate with you. And that will depend on my energy and what I'm bringing forward to you, because you might be in a more elevated energy at some point, and then I'm in a more elevated energy at some point, and we're oscillating in that regard. But just so you know, you will, as you evolve and your frequency evolves, you'll also evolve with different people and readers and healers and elders and people who you look to for advice or information. So always, even with trusted sources, always just, okay, where's this energy feeling like it's at? What's beneath the surface here? Am I resonating? Am I connecting? Good. And then, back to this, reach out, connect, talk, communicate, say, whoa, I'm having difficulty with this transition. Holy macaroni. This is way harder than I thought. And I try to be pretty transparent with that for myself. When I'm hitting it and I'm succeeding and I'm feeling good, I want you guys to know that. I want you guys to be on that journey with me. I don't want to bring you down, but I also want you to know when I'm challenged, when I'm struggling, because I want you to see that I'm human too. I want you to see that I make mistakes as well, and that I'm also going through this with you too, right? We're all going through this in different stages and steps, but we do have each other. And there is an energy of enlightenment happening. There is an energy of growth, transition, awakening. So I'm not going to hold myself to who I was even a couple months ago. So I'm also not going to hold other people to who they were. Trust your intuition and go with what you're being guided to go with. But there is this energy of soul family, soul tribe coming in. Call them in, continue to find them, continue to say, hey, look at me, I'm shining so brightly. This is me in all my fucking glory. Come on in, let's have a bonfire, let's go for a hike, let's Let's even just chat about mysteries of the universe. Let's reconnect again and explore again, because, oh, here's another energy with that dragon. There's creative energy that's starting to bubble up from the surface. And you can only have that creative energy when you're free from bondage, when you're free from toxicity, when you're free from, that restrictive energy that, is natural, but you'll ebb and flow through it. But anyways, this COVID-19 energy has been very restrictive. And so naturally, creativity might have been blossoming for some, and it might have been totally stunted for others. And now we'll probably see a reversal in that, where there'll be some creative people who've been really creative stopping to go introspective, and people who have been introspective, they're going to be starting to be really creative. We also have Easy Does It here. So this is an alignment with burden and soul family. So any burdens you meet, Easy does it. Okay, no quick fixes. Ask for help, lean on friends, lean on family. Allow yourself to receive and accept. And it says, stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. So, and this is talking about going with the flow. So you're divinely guided to do something. Okay, go for it. All right, but make sure you've done your checks and balances, and so you feel that you're in alignment with what your choice is, because you're the one that's going to have to experience, the opposite energy of whatever you put out there. So Easy does it. This is a new path. We are that novice. We do have this new strength, new confidence, but we don't actually maybe have all the energy just to dump into one spot. So take it easy, go slow, maintain endurance, stamina, perseverance energies, so that you have those, reserve tanks in the back. You don't just give it all away at the first exciting venture that happens, right? Make sure that you're remembering to take care of yourself first. And Easy does it. Go with the flow. Spirit is helping you. The dolphins going in with the waves and the wake on the boats. They're going with the flow, but they're using that to their advantage, right? So go with the thermals. Go with the energies right now. Don't try to push against the grain. Don't try to create a path where there is none. And I say that, with the knowledge that some of you are meant to create new paths, but within this particular energy, it's saying, make sure that you have some reserves for yourself. Make sure that you are remembering to prioritize your energy first. And in doing so, you ask for help from others too. And you receive gifts, you receive compliments, you receive job offers, even if you don't take them. Oh, great, I was offered that because I'm awesome. So speaking of job offers, what is the energy of the Oracle of life purpose? Ooh, family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So there's some of us here who, during this time of introspection, you might have decided, hey, you know what? Instead of being hell-bent on being a career professional, I might actually want to start a family. And this is going to have to, I'm going to have to allow myself to readjust for this. And it might change your entire perspective. You might have not wanted this 5 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. You might have wanted your independence, your freedom, and now you're transitioning to a stage where you want family. Now, the alternative of this, and there's a few, you can go with your own instincts on this one, but there's also this energy of, we always feel like we need to be something. So even me on this channel, I really wanted to bring my energy to YouTube or bring it out to share with others. And that was something important for me on my path. But there's that energy of needing more, wanting to have more followers, wanting to be more successful, etc. And that can apply to each of you in your own different ways, where you're always looking for more. The grass might be greener. Maybe that person's better if I leave, or maybe this is the, whatnot. What I'm trying to get at here is that sometimes just you connecting with your friends, connecting with your family, really making an effort to reach out to those who are already in your sphere, already closest to you. That can actually be your purpose at this point. You might not have, this grandiose purpose that your ego would really love to connect into at the moment. It might be just enough to rest, to go for walks, to reach out to friends, to focus on nieces, nephews, grandchildren, whatever it is for you. Or to even, like I said, make plans for making a family, what that means to you, releasing blocks that held you back in the past from thinking that you were good enough or worthy enough to be a parent or take care of another human. So there's a lot with this card, but very interesting that I chose to pull a life purpose oracle card, and I was thinking career, and it's really showing us here, just as I said, things will come out of the blue. Your focus might change and smoothly transition from here to there as spirit kind of shows you things that you might not have been paying attention to, but are actually very close to your heart or near and dear to your heart. So those energies are having an opportunity to come up to the surface right now in this more gentle landscape, a more forgiving and soft landscape than the destructive energies that we've just been in the past, where we were tearing down our walls and really going into our deep wounding, subconscious wounding. And now it's okay. Now it's time to spend time with family, connect with friends, with lovers, connect into relationship, right? But that is part of your life purpose right now. So Spirit's saying that is just as important as anything else that you are going to do or we're planning to do. So from the Mystical Wisdom deck, we have intuition. Trust your intuition. And I mean, I had to buy this deck because of the artwork. I just absolutely love it. I think it's phenomenal. But really, this is your compass. This is your navigational force. This is your tool. This is your direct connection to divinity in whatever way that resonates for you. But as you move forward, as this novice, as you say yes, as you go on adventures, and as you laugh again, as you open your heart again, as you learn to trust again, and when you meet burdens, you can go through them together instead of trying to carry them all on your back like you did before. So, moving and transitioning away from that 10 of Wands energy where you're just like, but you have the martyr complex behind it. So you take it on and then complain about it. That energy we're relinquishing. Help me out here. I can't do this on my own, nor do I want to. So anybody? Okay, awesome. You. Okay, cool. Grab that side, right? So that's that energy, even of intuition. Okay, maybe I need to take a couple days off here from work or whatnot, right? Or maybe I need to Skype or Zoom or plan to connect with family because I really need that, and I know they do too. So I'm going to read intuition. And here we go. So this is the Mystical Wisdom. Your intuition is an inherent gift to you. It is your infinite and divine intelligence guiding you in all ways in your thoughts, words, dreams, and deeds. Everyone has innate intuitive abilities that need to be put into practice when facing challenges. So there's our direct connection to the burdens. You may experience this as a gut feeling or even a hunch that may be very accurate indicators of the right choices for you. Practicing and exercising your intuitive abilities can strengthen these gifts, which can give you an advantage when making decisions. Developing your intuitive abilities is probably one of the most valuable things you will ever do for yourself. Intuition is a very accurate guiding force in all aspects of life and can contribute to your success and fulfillment. Your mantra is, I trust my intuition to guide me in all areas of life, including those burdens and challenges. That's a really great little card here. So I'm going to go back to the burden card, 43, and let's see what that card says. What burdens are you carrying on this part of the journey? Are you transporting those of others out of generosity or codependency? Is this burden so heavy that it slows you down? This marker asks you to stop and look at all your responsibilities your commitments, and all that you bring with you in your journey. This could be energetically too, you guys. I'm going to bring up the example of a twin flame, or bring up the example of a soulmate, or someone that you might feel like is your person. There could be specific energies that you attach to that may require dismantling, because at this point they are a burden to you. If they make you feel free, if you feel liberated, playful, energetic with carrying that energy, great. Keep it. Move on with that on your side. But if it's a burden to you, give it up. I just say, give it up, go with the flow. You can give it to Mother Earth. You can give it to God. You can give it to spirit, angels, guides. Like I said, whatever works for you. I'm not here to impose any beliefs on you. But stop and look at your responsibilities, commitments, and all that brings you on your journey. That includes the energetic realm. That includes your relationship with spirit. And so just check in with your relationship with spirit. Check in with your relationship with any energies that are drawing your attention. Past lovers, exes, could be a new love, dating, a job. It can be anything. So be really flexible in your thinking with this. But take a look. It says, are you clinging to an unhealthy relationship out of fear? Are you taking on the burden of others to prevent them from getting hurt? Do you know that this enables others to avoid learning their life lessons and doesn't really help at all? Drawing this marker encourages you to release others to their own path. It may also be a time for you to ask if you're helping because you like being needed. If the answer is yes, then the message is truly to let go of this burden, for it's born of self-centeredness. Release the burden of others to the divine. They also have their own angels and guides just as you do. Trust in the divine plan for all. So we're back to that flow. On the sacred path to Avalon, you must be aware that you pack all of the essential wisdom tools you will need to chart your course. Haha, interesting. Integrity, kindness, compassion, discernment, discretion, faith, forgiveness, truth, and love are all but some of them. Once your tools are counted, see if the rest of what you're hanging on to is appropriate. And it says, this is the time to leave behind any unnecessary burdens and to know you have the strength to carry what is yours. This is really cool, because if we wrap this back into the novice, when you think of is it like Davy Crockett, or, he just has the stick with his little bundle of things. And here we have the novice, and they've got their walking stick and their little bundle here, wearing a little cape to protect them from the elements. Their shoes, a little clasp here, but really it's just them and the elements and their wisdom and their intuition, and they're embarking on this new path with not a lot of material elements around them, right? So think about that in terms of the burdens too. You have everything inside of you to handle these burdens, and so what is external from you, those are just extras. Those are just elements and pieces to what's going on in the internal environment here as we move forward and face these burdens. And, move slowly and steadily, not trying to rush things, knowing that the foundation has to stay strong as we move forward. So guys, that was a pretty expansive reading. I can feel my throat chakra. I'm just like, ah. So a lot of you probably have a lot to say. There's a lot of communication energies. It's probably just going to come up in a flurry with these spring energies, and with people holding back due to fears, due to self-sabotage. There might be a lot of movement all of a sudden. And so that's where some of those choices might feel like burdens to you. But be aware that you have everything you need to move forward. Ah, nice. Good for you. Good for you. It's very exciting, bringing in new energies and understanding our capability to co-create this movement after feeling stagnant for quite some time. So if anybody's watching and you want a card pull, let me know and I'll pull a card for you. If you have a specific deck that I've named, just let me know and I'll pull it from that one. Otherwise, I'll just pull intuitively for you. If you guys have been watching and you've enjoyed this, you want to support me and what I'm doing here, if you can give me a thumbs up or a like, that'd be fantastic. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. if you feel that's something for you. And then, of course, there's a little notification bell. I do come on here live often. So if you want to know when I'm coming on live, that just indicates to you that I'm going to be on live. And then you can actually catch the reading and interact, as well as get a live card pull at the end here. And it's just 4444 on the timestamp. So we've got a lot of numerology synchronicities. So 1111, 1313, and 4444 being specific ones to this reading. So let's see. So Jocelyn, I'm going to, let's see. I think I'm going to pull one from the Wisdom of Avalon deck for you. Okay, so this message is for Jocelyn. What does Spirit want you to know at this time? The dog. Here we go. We had this in one of the last ones too. So resonating to number 10, so it's 19. So it's like you're transitioning from that old path, the number 9, over to the 10, the new beginning, back in with that novice energy. But the energy here is to be really loyal to yourself. It says loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. And I'm going to read that out for you, because I don't often read these ones. But today I kind of feel drawn that there might be specific messages for you that you'll get from the booklet. The dog is the most loyal animal to human beings. When the dog appears on your path, he reminds you of this trait. Are you steadfast with your loved ones? Are you true to yourself and your dreams? Do you act with sincerity? It's very important that you do so now, for good fortune comes with the faithful dog as your companion. The dog loves sincerely without conditions and is happy to be part of a pack. Think about how you function in your community. Are you a loyal team player? Another issue the dog asks you to consider is the loyalty of others. If someone is being insincere, move on, because he or she isn't meant to be in your pack. Ask the dog for a sign, and your answer will be shown. Dog energy lives in your heart, so look there. Very intriguing. That is a good message for you, and very connected into the family energies, the soul tribe energies, the saying yes, and looking at your community and your part in the community itself. So that's your energy there, Jocelyn. And so Kathy, let's do one of my cards. Maybe the Shadow Fantasy Oracle. So that's this one here. Okay, so Kathy, this is a message for you. What does Spirit want you to know, or what does your higher self want you to know at this time? Okay, weighing options. I got this one myself this morning too. So this is coming up to those choices that I was talking about. There's going to be some choices coming up ahead, and you're really going to be weighing some options. This could be about work. It could be about dating. It could be about where you live. There could be so many things that this applies to, but there's definitely going to be some choices that Spirit is bringing to the table that you are creating as well, that you've been calling in. So there's going to be some movement here, and we're going to have to weigh the options. I'll get one card from my Soul Whispers just to see if there's any messages coming through from someone. Someone has the message for you. I turned my back on this connection because it was too much work for me. So someone's just letting you know, it wasn't about you, it was about them. They turned their back on this connection because it was just too much work for them. They were incapable at the time. So that is, something that still needs to be communicated, I guess, so that you know that your confidence level can come back up and you can move forward when you're weighing these options, taking that into consideration as well. So that's your message for the day, Kathy. And then Teresa, maybe let's do, I think I'll do a mystical wisdom for you there. And I just got this on the bottom of the deck here, you guys. Leadership. So we're being called to be leaders and set your goals, look at the future, look at your potential, look at the possibilities instead of what has not worked. I continue to reiterate that for a reason. Right, so Teresa, this one is yours. Oh, here we go. Woo. Looks like a couple messages wanted to come out for you, but Angel of Miracles. This one is really beautiful. Open your heart and expect a miracle. So this one is really sweet. There's a couple meanings to this. So remember when we got Pleiades in the beginning? Take a look at the back of the angelic card here. So you have a double message there from the starseed element, the galactic element, that you really do have divine connections to the angels, the angelic realm, but also the starseed realms. That can be, because we got the Pleiades, I'm going to focus on that one. So if you want to do a little extra research on the Pleiades or Blu-ray energies, etc., that might be something that might be a little bit intriguing to you to find out a little bit more about yourself. But if you've been praying for a miracle, this is a direct answer to your question here. If you've been asking, do they even still exist? That is a direct answer to your question there. And you will notice too, as you are more in flow, less resistant, that those answers will come quickly. So that I wasn't sure, there's a word that just popped into my head, but I'm not very familiar with it. But just the rapidity of when you ask the question, the answer is going to come back to you quickly instead of maybe having to wait a week. You might watch a TV show and the answer comes up, within the hour. So that is your message here. And let's just read the little booklet for everybody. Because as you know, they are personal, but when we are doing a group reading such as this, usually these messages apply a little bit to everybody. So they won't be directly for other people particularly, but you'll be able to get energy from this because we're all tuned in. We're all having unity energy as we're watching this, or as you're tuning into this, because you're attracted to this based on the frequency or based on your path and your lessons and your learning. So this one says, angels shine a divine light of intelligence made of the highest and purest of the Holy Spirit. Angels bestow gifts and miracles upon you, appearing in many forms: a bird, a butterfly, an animal, or the brightest and only flower in blossom. When coincidences, synchronicities, and miracles start to happen in your life, you know that the angels are with you. The angels also assist and guide you during life changes or challenges. We have that again, comforting you to the next stage of your journey. Anything is possible with the angels, so you can expect a positive outcome knowing the angels have heard your prayers. Your mantra is, I believe in miracles. What this also might mean is you might have a situation or these choices, like Kathy's weighing options, where you're still in transition. So you're almost on the new path, but there's still some choices, some action that is required on your part. And therefore, we're not actually on that new path, but we're setting ourselves up for the new path, mentally, physically, energetically. And so these burdens, these challenges are what we're continuing to release. We haven't, quite gotten through those challenges from the past, but we're so close. We're on that precipice. So there we have it. Good point, Teresa. Very good point. I knew, sometimes, usually always make sure if you're playing with oracle cards for the first time or tarot cards, you'll usually see the bottom card on the deck is quite prominent, quite important to the overall reading or energy that you get. So always take that into note. When you see it, when you note it, bring it out, take a look, and explore that energy too. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. As I said, give me a thumbs up if you feel so called to do. There is a PayPal donation button in the details. Excuse me. And I will be back with another reading. You guys can catch me on IG. All the details are below too if you want to follow me there. I just did a little pick a card on that one today too if you want any extra advice. Awesome. Yes, we are on the great precipice of something new. So much love, you guys. Take care. Have an amazing day, and I will catch up with you soon. Ciao for now. Bye.